A little quality of life change for all of you Focus ST owners, and probably RS, I'm not quite sure, but I know on my ST, it did not come with an auto-dimming mirror. I don't know why, but it didn't. So you're left with this little piece of crap right here that you gotta flick. And I know with all the bigger cars and trucks around here, they were freaking blinding. So today I'm gonna show you guys how I installed this Gentex auto-dimming rearview mirror. First step in installing your mirror is going to be printing out 2 pieces of paper or finding them online. One of them is going to be your passenger side fuse table. So this is for my 2015 ST up to fuse number 82. And this is the back of the sheet up to 89. The next thing you're going to want to do is print out a diagram of your fuse box to help you locate the fuses. I'm going to leave a link in the description to one of the Focus ST forums that has all the fuse numbers and boxes. You guys should be able to find your model on there, and if you can't, you may have to dig a little bit further. The next step after you have those 2 pieces of paper or you found them online on the Focus ST forum is you guys are going to want to do the pin connections for the back of your mirror. I have a diagram here which should help you guys out tremendously, and it is of the pin connector on the back of the mirror here. So my constant 12 volt is my red wire, my ground is my black wire, my reverse switched is going to be my yellow wire, and my 12 volt key switch is the white one, so that's the ignition key. If you see here, here's the pin layout for the back of the mirror. So you have your red, your constant 12 volt is in pin 10. Your black, which is your ground, is in pin 6. Your yellow, which is the reverse switch, is not currently being used, so I have that one just tucked up out of the way for now, but it is in pin 4, and my last one, which is my white wire, which is my switch wire, is in pin 2. Next step, after you figured out your pin connection and you've got it up here like this, is going to be to run your wire out from your mirror in through your headliner here. And so this headliner kind of pulls back a little bit here, and we ran it up through the existing garden here. You just kind of like pull this back a little bit and you can fit it in there. Then you're going to want to run it down the side over here. It's still in this headliner up here, and you're going to want to run it down into here. This weather stripping here pops off like so, like this, and you can kind of finesse it in between here and just shove it back in here for now. And then when you remove the glove box, you're going to want to pull it down later through. So that's the next step after you've done this, is going to be removing the glove box, which I'm going to show you guys how to do right now. So in order to remove your glove box, there's going to be 5 T20 Torx screws. There's going to be 1 in here, there's going to be 1 here, and there's going to be 1 here. There is also going to be another 2 up underneath here, which I'm going to show you guys how to get to in a minute. But for now, you guys are going to need to take a flathead screwdriver right here, like so. You guys are need to come in here, kind of want to start from the bottom out here, feel your way in here, and kind of slowly work your way up to the top, like so, with your screwdriver. You get up here, and this little plastic panel is going to pop off like this, just like that. So you're going to take your little plastic panel out here, and you want to set it over to the side along with your screwdriver. Next, you guys are going to want to grab your T20 Torx bit. For this one, I am using a T20 Torx bit in a screwdriver. And the screw, as you guys can see, is going to be right down here. You guys are going to need to unscrew this one. And this is going to be the first of 5 screws. So as you can see, you get this one out. It's pretty long, so we're going to stick this in the little cup holder that the door is open. Next, you guys are going to need to open your glove box in order to access these 2 screws. And I actually opted to get a 1/4-inch socket for this one because I also have a T20 Torx bit for this. It'll be easier to get at the installation here. Or the removal, I should say, sorry. So the 2 screws are going to be located right here, and then right there. So if you just take your T20 Torx bit in here, you get it in there like that. It should come out nice and easy here. And you're gonna have to do this for both sides. You guys have removed both those screws, the one being right there and the other one being right there. You're then gonna want to close your glove box. Come down here, there's gonna be a little felt pad protecting your fuse box. I'm actually missing one of the tabs, but all you're gonna wanna do on this one, pretty simple to remove it. You're going to take your fingers and you're going to pinch the edges out like this. So if it's on the stud here, on that plastic stud, you're just going to pinch it and it's going to pull out. So I'm going to set this up there for now. Next thing you're going to do is grab your pad like so, if it'll focus. If so, and it's just going to pull out like that. It's just a little like felt cover. So now you have access to your fuse box down here. But in order to remove your glove box, there are 2 more screws in arguably the worst spot in this car. You are going to need to lay on your back in order to get at these screws. I have not found an easier way to get them, but this is what you're gonna have to do. There is a screw right there, so there's your first screw right there. So as you can see, if I back up a little bit, I'm laying and I'm looking right from this would be the right stud if I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Right, that screw right there, that's the first one. And then if you guys come all the way over here, there's the second screw, which is right there, which is right next to these wires. So those are the 2 screws that you guys are going to need to remove in order to be able to remove your glove box. So once you guys have removed your 2 screws that are underneath there, the next thing you guys are going to want to do is pull out your glove box. And don't be afraid, your glove box is not going to fall out. There are actually plastic tabs holding it in. So next thing you guys are going to want to do is you're going to want to come in here and basically just pull right here. So you're going to want, so this is like the first tab that's kind of holding it in. You may have to open your glove box a little bit to kind of like come in here and pull it. Don't pull the door too hard or else it is going to break. But if you guys come in here and kind of get your hand underneath here, you just kind of pull straight back, it should pull out like so, like so. So you guys kind of have to bend the front down and then pull it out to get it out. Once you guys have removed your glove box, and you can kind of see my little wire that I pushed down in here, next thing you guys are going to want to do is grab, you see that black wire right here, this one right here, that's the wire that the mirror is. You guys are going to kind of grab it and kind of put it down into over here, and this is where your next step is going to begin. And it's going to begin with your addifuses. So on my Focus ST, so it's a 2015 Mark III ST, my first addifuse up top here is my AC constant, which was my red wire on that pin, my red wire. And it is only a 3 amp fuse because this mirror does not need a lot of power. So that is my red constant. My next one down here is going to be my key switch, which is right here. This is on fuse number 85, which is a 7.5 amp fuse. And I, again, did an addifuse with only a 3 amp because this mirror does not need a lot of power. After that, as you guys can see, my addifuse wires come out over here and into here. These addifuses, when they came in the mail, they only had the little pinch clips in the end for the wire, where you stick the end of the wire in and you pinch it. I did not opt for those. I ended up cutting off the ends and soldering them. You guys have installed your red wire, which is your AC constant. Again, that is on fuse number 65. And your white wire, which is your switch, on fuse 85. After that, you should have 2 wires left coming from that central black wire back there. That one back over there, right there. You should have 2 wires left. One is yellow. I highly suggest that you take that wire, as you can see with my little bundle back in here. You guys can't see that, but it's this little bundle back in here, is put it in that bundle and electrical tape it. I don't know what that goes to. It's probably something for when you go in reverse, the mirror stops auto dimming so you can see, but I'm not quite sure, so I would highly suggest leaving that one over there for now. And the last one is your ground. So I ran my ground from out over here down into these. These wires were pretty thin, so I ran it down into over here, and I bridged it out to, let's see if you can see this. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but see this over here? I ran it up along this, one of these harness wires here, and to this bolt here. Just a little reminder for you, this bolt is not actually grounded. This metal plate is, so you guys have to get one of those little metal clips on the end that the wire can thread into, pinch into, you solder onto, and you need to put the bolts through that and attach it to the metal bracket, or else it's not going to be grounded, and that is not a good thing. So once you guys have done all that, you've wired it all in, everything should work. The next thing you're going to want to do is turn the ignition on in your car and make sure the mirror turns on. So right now it's completely off, the compass isn't on. So when you hit the ignition switch on your car, The mirror should light up green and your compass should come on. It's not going to display the right direction as I have here because I've driven around, I've calibrated it, but it should come on, that green light should come on, and the compass should come on. Once you have that, you know that you installed it correctly. Once you guys know your mirror works, the next thing you guys are going to want to do is basically the put together. So next we are going to reinstall our glove box here. It may be easier to take stuff out. I didn't, so it is a little heavy, but the install for this is pretty easy. It basically just pushes right back in. So you just gotta find the track where it sits up on. If I can find it here. So it's gonna sit up in here like this, and it just, as soon as you get it in there, it just pushes back in. Like that. Next thing you guys are gonna wanna do is put back in all of these screws that you guys took out. So remember, you have the one right here, you have the two in here, and then the two more underneath. So the last thing you guys are going to have to do to put everything back together is going to be installing your plastic cover, your weather stripping right here, and then your felt pad that goes up underneath the fuse box or the glove box. So what you're gonna have to do with this piece is you're gonna have to slide it into the corner here. Make sure it has little plastic tabs that flare out on the bottom, that they go in their holes, or else it will not sit in here right. So you're gonna kind of have to finagle it in here like this. This piece goes on top, this piece goes in that hole, and then it goes in, there we go, like that. And it's gonna go in there right like that. And then you're going to reinstall your weather stripping. So you're going to put this one up the bottom. And you're going to come over here. Now you guys can't see this, but I'm pushing it into the corner over here. Like this. And then the last thing you have to do is going to be install your felt pad up underneath there. But that is pretty easy. And other than that, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you install your auto-dimming mirror. All the parts and tools that I used are going to be in the description.